What up, y'all? Got another video for you today. This one is going to be more so about, you know, similar to some of the other ones about staying the course and really believing in yourself. That's something that I didn't really do a whole lot of during most of my life. I didn't really trust my instincts too much. I always knew, like subconsciously, I always made like very, very good decisions long term. I'm a pretty decent long term thinker. I feel like I do pretty well overall about my future and the future in general. And I don't spend too much time like overthinking it. I just let my subconscious handle it. But I want to say this past year and a half, maybe even 2 years, I've been really doing a whole lot of things subconsciously just so I can gain information about things. That's kind of how my brain works, my autism at least, where I just need to see things with my own two eyes and to hear things with my ears to, or excuse my senses in general, but to get information for myself so I can kind of have a better understanding of what I'm actually dealing with. And that has just been such a cathartic feeling for me, knowing that my brain is pretty much wired to do that, and all I have to do is allow whatever the thing is to run its course, to allow nature to run its course, and yeah, just get all the benefits of that. It's something that I've always kind of took for granted. That the experiences that you get throughout life from people, those real raw experiences, should never be taken for granted. They should always be cherished, and there's always a lesson to learn from them. I'm definitely learning them now, to where every single day I'm just so glad that I actually do the things that I do. I have the courage to be who I want to be and to really bet on myself, because it has just given me so many blessings, and I want to like pass those blessings on to other people as well. Because most people don't get the opportunities that I get, especially with people. Like I have a very, very, I have a knack and a talent to of evoking people's raw emotions very, very quickly as well. Like as soon as they meet me, they kind of let me know how they feel, and I am like super grateful for that. Like I said, it is something that can be overwhelming. It is overwhelming at some points. It can definitely make you a little hesitant to allow people in your lives because of depending on what you got going on. It could make you a little bit feel a little overwhelmed. But overall, just having that ability just to get that raw emotion from people, get that realness from them is pretty much living. I think I made a video about suffering and how not creating your own suffering is like the goal, essentially. We all going to suffer every single day. We all kind of living in the same reality, in the same world. But the more suffering that you get from other people that you yourself didn't cause, like it's like a personal thing. You know what I'm saying? Like a unnecessary suffering is being like cruel to like other people and having to deal with that cruelty that you inflicted on other people. I think that's like unnecessary suffering. And I don't feel like, say you get drunk and start just cussing people out, just being very, very miserable and mean. I think that's unnecessary suffering. I mean, the drinking might have been brought on because of like the regular suffering that we face, but how you use that can cause an unnecessary suffering, and it can definitely hurt you long term. I know I definitely had some incidences where that almost like derailed what I was working on and who I wanted to be. But I've always trusted myself, and I knew even when I took a couple of steps back and caused myself some unnecessary suffering, I gave myself grace, I forgave myself, and that allowed me to continue to receive like the natural suffering that everyone um, at some point in their life receives. And I've just been getting a whole lot of that recently, these last couple of years, with family, relationships, work, pretty much the world in general. The people who I meet in my life, they just love to cause suffering to people when they feel a certain type of way about them. And I appreciate that very much because it reminds me every single day that I'm mortal and I'm living. You know, I'm 31 years old and I've lived a very full 31 years. I cannot say, you know, I've ever experienced, like I had like a Groundhog Day scenario where every day is the same and it's this monotonous. I've had somewhat of those moments, like maybe like for a day or two, but overall, it's always been something different every day. Because of my brain, it can definitely get overwhelming at some points, but I always find a way to decompress and get through it. But yeah, the whole Groundhog Day scenario, this has never really been a thing for me. Every day is always something unique, and people always give me their best. People are always at their best when they're around me. It's very entertaining, and I'm very grateful for that because most people, their lives are very mundane. They don't have a whole lot to live for. They don't have a whole lot going for them, and I feel for them. You know, unfortunately, in order for me to have the life that I have, they have to have the life that they have, and that's kind of like the yin and yang of things. You know, you kind of have the good and the bad. So I feel for those people. I definitely empathize with them. I don't sympathize. I don't feel bad for anybody. I hope no one feels bad for me. But I do empathize with those people because that's part of the natural things of life. And that's how nature works as animals. You know, people are going to have more than others. And we just hopefully to have that empathy to where we can at least spread that wealth that you get just for existing. You know what I'm saying? I get a lot of attention, a lot of praise, a lot of hate, a lot of love, a lot of jealousy and envy, all the emotions. I get a whole lot of that just by my existence. I don't even do anything, at least I don't like do any actions to provoke. I can just be standing there or sitting there and someone will feel a certain type of way about me. And like, it's a beautiful thing because it reminds me that I'm here, I'm present, I'm doing my thing. I can't be in the crowd. I'm always on stage. I'm always performing, no matter what. I'm always doing something. All the spotlight's always on me. It's always been that way since I was born. You know, I've always took attention from other people, even if I didn't really want to. I just kind of wanted to be off in the cut, doing my own thing. That was never an option for me. I was always in the game. I'm always in the game. I'm never on the sidelines. I'm always out here. So it gives me a whole lot of clarity. It gives me a whole lot of experience that most people don't have, that a lot of people doubt or don't give the proper recognition. You know what I'm saying? I'm only 31 years old. I'm still pretty young, but I've seen and done a whole lot in those 31 years, more than most people twice my age. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a whole lot. I've done a whole lot. I've lived a whole full life, and I'm very grateful for that every single day. And I want more of it. I do not want to slow down. I've been hitting the gas pedal these past year, I will say, really getting more assertive about what I want to do and where I want to be and how I want to get there. You know, I'm very much coming into accepting the fact that I do want to work with people's brains. I do want to be like some type of neurobiologist. I do want to like advocate for autism, ADHD, being neurodivergent in general. I definitely want to do that and to continue this giant wave of information that we're getting about it. And I want to join people who do it and who are part of it as well, because I know this is the future. This is definitely where we're heading. You know, I feel like so many people aren't diagnosed. I'm trying to get them diagnosed. I'm trying to give them set like little bread trails to get them diagnosed so they can kind of understand their brains a little bit better. Because everyone is mentally ill, but I don't really believe that. You know, having bipolar, schizophrenia, all these different things seem to be a byproduct of being neurodivergent in some way, shape, or form, especially autism. And I just want to help get that information out. I know a lot of people are doing good work. There don't seem to be a whole lot of black men in that space. I'm seeing, at least that's with a lot of things. Unfortunately, we don't have the information or the infrastructure to do these things. But I am trying to help and make that runway for more of us to do what we got to do, because I know a lot of people look up to me. A lot of people are expecting a lot of great things from me. I don't want to let them down. I'm not. I haven't. I never will. Whether or not I enjoy the fruits of my labor is a different thing, but I know I'm not going to let them down. I know I've done what I wanted to. Now I have to execute, and I'm going to execute one way or another. It's not going to look the way that I think it's going to look, but I am going to execute. I am going to help uh, create that path and build a bridge to bridge that gap between the people who have that information and the people who don't. Every single day, where we're getting more and more information about our brains, about who we are as humans, as animals, and yeah, me just getting a whole lot from people, me just having people just gravitate towards me and give me pretty much everything that they have, it just made me a better, stronger, whole human overall, and I'm very, very I'm gonna say proud because I think pride is a dangerous thing to have. But I'm very happy about who I am and who I became in life. A lot of people want to, especially when you're doing good and you have a good heart, they want to disrespect you, throw dirt on your name, hyper focus on the little things that you do wrong without giving you credit for the things that you've done right. Because you've done so many things right, they can't really name them all, but they can hyper focus on the things you've done wrong. And that's part of it. You have to allow people to hold a mirror up to you and be like, this is who you are. This is who you're at. This is kind of who you're acting like, or this is kind of how you're being, and accept it. I've been getting that a whole lot my whole life, especially now recently, these past couple of years. People have been like letting me know like how I am and how I've been treating them, and I appreciate that. Not a whole lot of people do that. It takes a lot of courage to tell someone how they make you feel, or to really kind of lay it all out there. So I'm very grateful for the people who I have in my life who will tell me those things. But overall, like I was saying in a few other videos, stay in the course, completely believing in yourself no matter who you are. This is transcends attractiveness and all different black pill nonsense. Not nonsense, but a lot of overthinking of those things. We all have the capacity to do great things. Just some of us can do more great things than other. Some of us might do 10 great things in a lifetime. Some of us might only do like 2 or maybe 3. It's kind of how it is, but we all have the capacity to do it. We just kind of have to get out of our own way so we can get help get out of other people's way as well. So I know it's easy for me to say as a conventionally attractive person, but I am very grateful for what I have and what I've done, because I get everything. I get the entire experience, and I wouldn't wish my life on anybody else, but at the same time, I do not want anyone else's life as well. My life is perfect for me. I don't want it to change any type of way. I just want to continue doing what I got to do, and yeah, just being a trailblazer, being a role model, being someone that people can really gravitate towards and look up to. I know I'm going to really make some serious changes here very soon, just for my presence and what I'm doing. A lot of people don't like that. A lot of people, their fear comes out of them when they see someone very confident kind of challenging them and who they are, and really kind of seeing through them. Some people tell me that I like pierce their souls and look like directly into to their souls, which is true. Like I can definitely tell people I can tell people. I'm getting my words all jumbled up. I have a knack for kind of having a good eye for people. I guess that makes a little bit more sense, where I can just tell which way the wind's going to blow with most people. I'm not going to make any assumptions. I'm not going to tell them like who exactly that they are, but I can definitely put them in like a category and be like, you're kind of like this, you're kind of like that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And I know a lot of people try to do that with me, but I'm a little bit more of an enigma than most people. Most people think I'm going left, and I normally go right, and it kind of confuses them a little bit. And that's who I am, so I can't really change that. But yeah, that's pretty much the video. And I didn't want to make nothing too crazy, nothing too long. I didn't want to have a super long yap session. But yeah, just to thing for y'all about, staying the course, believing in who you are, and don't allow the gaslighters to win. Don't allow the liars and the deceivers to win, because they're very miserable people. They're very not happy about themselves, and also don't try to make their lives harder than what it needs to be. But at the same time, always protect yourself and do what you got to do to make sure that you're going to be okay and your loved ones are going to be okay as well. Because then they're not going to do that for you. They're not going to care about you and your happiness. So you have to worry about yourself. And that's what I've been doing for a long time. And I do it every single day, take it day by day, seeing how can I improve my situation every single day, no matter what's going on outside. Like, what can I do here in the present to allow myself to continue down this path. So yeah, this believing in what I am, and not so much about like some crazy wild dream or whatever, but it's believing in myself. Even for like the smallest thing, about believing, like, you know what, I probably shouldn't eat those sweets or those cookies or those candies. Maybe I should make some home cooked meals for the next couple weeks. I shouldn't be going out. I shouldn't be doing too much, spending too much time. I need to spend this time to reflect and do this and do that, and no longer like questioning myself, just doing these things and just going straight into it, because my intuition's pretty set to where I want it to be, to where I've just been going down the paths I've been wanting to go, and seeing the things I wanted to see and doing what I want to do my whole entire life. And I'm very grateful for that. But that's it. I ain't trying to hold y'all for too long, but just keep staying the course, like I said in a few other videos. Keep believing in yourself, and don't allow the other people to knock you off your rock and tell you that you're not who you think you are, And also, like, there's no such thing as like bad publicity. I've also been learning that too, my whole life. Everyone's been kind of telling people things about me and just spreading a whole bunch of rumors. Most of them, like, none of them are actually 100% true, but they're not 100% a lie either. They're just kind of somewhere in between, but people just have their narratives and they want to run with it. And you just kind of, if you are one of those people who are in that situation, just be grateful that people are even speaking about you, that people are even spreading your name, because that's how legends are born. Legends are born from people spreading your legend, for spreading your stories. And they think they can like ruin your reputation by doing that, but people who have reputations do not spread rumors. Do not. People who are doing better than you don't beat up on you. They don't actually make your life worse. They actually try to make your life better. But people who aren't doing as good as you, those are the people who are trying to sabotage you and all that. So allow the people to do what they need to do. We're all on this planet for a reason. Some people might be in your life to make your life easier by spreading your legend and letting people know about you. I've always had as a little kid, have people come up to me and say, "Hey, what's up, Dimitri?" Or, "Hey, what's up, Kimber?" I was like, "I don't even know you. How do you even know who I am? I never spoke to you." But people just cannot keep their name out of your mouth. They're so attracted to you, and that's natural. That's nature. The people who are the most set apart from everyone else get the most attention, and it's never going to go away either. It's always going to be that way from birth to death. So accept that and fully embrace it. Don't try to fight it too much unless it's causing you harm. Then do what you got to do. But embrace all these challenges that people give you, and know that it's a test and somewhat of a game for you to pass or fail. You can't really fail, but it's a game for you to at least to attempt to see if you can pass it, see how well you can handle it. And that's life. Try to get as many opportunities as possible, because if you can't fake those opportunities, those consequences, those barriers. You can't fake them. They have to come naturally, and they come naturally. You can't duck the smoke. You got to really accept it, because like I said, you're not living unless you have some opposition, or you have a little bit of some struggle, some stress. So stay the course. Do not give up. Y'all take it easy.